Hey everyone, welcome back to the Therapy Minute. I'm Shira Davis, licensed clinical social worker. Today we're going to be talking about a new topic that we haven't spoken about before. We're going to be talking about minimalism and decluttering your brain, okay? Before we dive in, quick reminder to please like, subscribe, and share. And you can click the little bell, the notification button, so that you can be notified whenever we have new videos up. All right, so let's jump in. Everybody's talking about being a minimalist and decluttering your home and minimalism, right? So that's super important in the physical components of your household, right? But let's talk about equally important, decluttering your brain, okay? So mental clutter can include a lot of different things, okay? Mental clutter can be worrying about future events, things that are outside of your control, okay? It could be ruminating about the past, keeping a mental to-do list, right? All the little bitty things that you have to do. And part of that could also be dreams, goals that you've never accomplished. And holding on to negative emotions. This is a big one, right? Regret, fear, resentment, hurt, failures, anger, all of that stuff, okay? So mental clutter can be holding on to all of those different types of thoughts and feelings. Now, when your mind is cluttered, it really wastes your time and your mental energy, okay? It also is going to create for you mental distraction, confusion, inability to focus and accomplish and get stuff done, which is what we all want, right? So there's also a really important concept here, this concept of like a vacuum, okay? You cannot add more stuff into your life until like you use a vacuum, you get rid of the old stuff. Everybody has a capacity, a mental capacity, and like a limit that your head can fully take. And that's going to be different for everybody because everybody's different. But we all have a max. And if you keep shoving and shoving and shoving stuff in there, you're going to explode. You're not going to be able to remember all that stuff. You're going to feel incredibly confused. So we need a vacuum effect. We need to get rid vacuum up, right? Get rid of so much, of as much as that you can, so that you're able to accept better, more positive, new things into your life. We got to get rid of the old so that we can make way for the new, positive, good stuff, okay? So how do we do this? How do we declutter our brain? So we're going to talk about 4 different tools and techniques that you can use to declutter your brain. Okay, so here we go. The first one that is really, really important is you gotta just let go. You gotta channel your inner Elsa, or you gotta shake it off, channel your inner Taylor Swift, okay? You've got to let go of things, okay? In terms of, even in terms of letting go of thoughts and ideas that just pop into your head. For instance, not allowing yourself to get so upset and insulted about something, okay? Just let it go. Don't let yourself go down that path. Don't let yourself go down that rabbit hole of negativity, worry, anxious, whatnot. No, stop it in its tracks and let it go. Don't let yourself go down there, okay? You've got to make time in your busy schedule to let go of these big feelings that are popping up consistently, okay? We're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But another technique that you got to use is you have got to disconnect, okay? We spend so much of our time on our devices these days, scrolling. And let's be honest, okay, some of the stuff that we're scrolling through is useful information, but probably majority of it is useless and negative even, you know? So, and that is taking up mental space. Like we said, we have a limited amount of mental space and a capacity, like a mental capacity. Do you want to waste it on really stupid stuff that you're getting through scrolling? No, that's not a wise investment, right? So let's make a limit. You could either use like the limits on your different devices, the different apps and whatnot, or literally make a schedule for yourself. You know, past whatever o'clock, I'm not scrolling anymore. I'm not going on any of those sites. And we gotta disconnect from all the electronics and the scrolling and the social media, okay? All right, step number 3 is journaling. And journaling is amazing and incredible, okay? This is great on a lot of different aspects, levels. So let's get into it. So journaling is great if you have a ton of responsibilities, or you have tasks that you need to accomplish, and or ideas and thoughts and whatnot. An idea for this, an idea for that. So when we have all of those things running through our head on a constant basis, it's so difficult to keep them organized. And then also, you're probably going to be scared that you're going to forget some of these things. So you're going to have them on repeat in your head over and over and over, okay? Now that feels incredibly overwhelming. So great idea. Get a journal, a pen and paper, open up a note on your phone, and just start writing down these tasks, these ideas, these thoughts that you have. And I promise you, when you do that, you're going to notice that it's not as bad. It's not as much as you thought it was. There's not that many tasks to do as you thought it was. I do this all the time. I'll have ideas, tasks, things I have to accomplish running through my head on repeat. But then when I actually write them down, I'm like, oh my God, this is not so many things. They were just on repeat in my head constantly. So that's very helpful. Journaling is also great to process big emotions, feelings, events that are going on. So many times when we experience these big things, these big feelings, these big events, these big thoughts, even when we're remembering something right in the past, that is very overwhelming for our brain. And we have all of these mixed feelings and whatnot going on in our brain, like a big jumble, and we don't really understand them, and we're not really processing them. It's very confusing. Put pen to paper and write it all out. Write out your feelings on what happened. Write out what happened itself. And that is going to give you so much more mental clarity. You're going to understand yourself on a deeper level, and you're going to be able to process through whatever it is that you've been thinking about, okay? So journaling, fabulous for so many different levels, okay? Now the last one, number 4, that's really important, is learning how to say no, okay? So often we're overwhelmed and overloaded because we keep saying yes to everyone and to yourself. You've got to learn how to say no sometimes. What's an example of saying no to yourself, right? So let's say a thought pops into your head, and you can either go down the rabbit hole and think obsessively over it, really make yourself crazy on it, right? Overthinking, ruminating, or you can tell yourself, no, I'm not going to allow myself to go down that rabbit hole. So it's very important to say no to yourself, and equally important to say no to other people. When other people are trying to ask you, oh, can you help me with this? Can you do this? Can we meet for this? Can we go out here? And it's too much for you, just say no, okay? I promise you're going to have so much more mental clarity and focus if you can practice and learn how to say no to yourself and to others. All right, so today we discussed mental clarity, how to get more mental clarity, and why we have mental clutter, and different ways that we can declutter our brain. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. If you know of somebody that is struggling with this and this would be super helpful for them, go ahead and share it. All right, we want to spread the word. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye.